Welcome, Guardian Scholars, to our ultimate and final week of class, week 15. And so you are here at the end game, returning home a hero. We will have a required Zoom class Monday, 10:30 to 11:30 as usual. And during that Zoom class, I will talk a little bit about what to do if you are behind and trying to figure out whether you can catch up or whether you need to take an incomplete or an EW. But I'm going to spend most of the time getting you ready for the final exam. Um, the asynchronous alternative will be that preparation for the final exam that we're doing together as a group. And you should notice a collaboration in your email that is available and so I'll put that collaboration doc in here as well. The embedded, actually, I think I have it in this one. Yes, I do. So the collaborative document is in there as well as under collaborations. As usual, you can have embedded tutor session extra credit. I will need to confirm with Bree what days she has available because Friday is technically the beginning of finals week. Our weekly reflective journal this week is actually going to be worth double. I want to give you 10 bonus points. That's kind of our power up for the week. If you turn this in, you can get double credit for it. And what I'd like you to do is really reflect on what you've learned about reading and strategies and insights about reading that you've learned. What do you need to work on? What will you need to improve in future semesters? What strategies and insights have you learned about writing? What things have you learned about your own study habits and approach to school? And even just about other things that maybe you can use outside of school in jobs or in relationships and so on. And so please try to be really specific. And this is really a letter to yourself. And I don't seem to see it here, but had a business letter format. I'd like you to try to use business letter format. And if you would like me to stamp this and mail it to you at the beginning of the spring semester or right before the beginning of, I should change that to say spring semester, I will send it to you sometime maybe late January or at the beginning of February. And so if you don't really want me to send it to you or you don't want me to know your mailing address, that's fine. Just put the school's address and I won't actually mail it to you. But anybody who gives me their mailing address, I will print this out and I will send it to you in the mail so that you can kind of remember lessons learned that you want to use next semester. And that is really our final English 91 assignment. The Writing Center this week is a free week because I want you to get caught up. So if you have missed Writing Center assignments, you can turn one in this week and get a little bit more caught up. On Wednesday, instead of doing appointments, I will be doing the Zoom study room again because I want to talk with you if you want help on rewrites or if you want help on just prepping for the final exam. I'll have that open. Even if you want to start taking the final and you just have a question in the middle of taking it, I'll be available at that time to answer your questions. Okay. The writing sprint final is technically open now, but it's due by December 14th at 11:59 p.m. Initially, I was going to have it open on the 10th, but I really want to make this as flexible as possible for you. Once you click Take the Quiz, that 3-hour timer starts running, so don't do it until you are ready. And then I have the study guide here, but I also have it in the collaborative document, and that's what we'll be working together on Monday. A few other notes. I want to go back to that module view because I do have a few things listed in the week 15 module that aren't showing here. One is that you do need to turn in all work by December 14th. So if you're trying to get caught up, if you're trying to do rewrites, if you missed a writing sprint earlier, I'm going to give you till the 14th, but then I need 2 days to get the grades put in for so that I can turn those in. That also means that if you are thinking about doing an incomplete, please make sure you meet with me and talk with me and we create an incomplete contract before or by the 14th because I can't do the incomplete contract unless I've talked to you and we kind of have a plan And I usually will create a Google Doc that will both have access to, where you can see where you're in the class right now, what you need to do in order to get to a passing grade. And then when I turn in final grades, let's say you were at a D, it would come in as an ID, says an incomplete D. And that means that if you do nothing, if you do no more work, it will stay as a D or stay as an F. But it also means, and then I will put into WebAdvisor, because it'll require me to do this, what assignments we've agreed for you to complete in order to change that grade. And so let's say maybe you only have one or two more things left to do. Maybe you still need to do a writing sprint, or maybe you need to rewrite one paper or something like that. You really should only have one or two things left to do to have an incomplete. And then what I would highly recommend is that you would try to finish it within the next week, because 12/21 is the deadline to apply for an emergency withdrawal so that you don't have to get a grade. Um, at the very latest, I would recommend that you finish it in January, but I think it's much better for you to finish it by the 21st, get it done, move forward, be able to register for 1B in the spring, or just move on in your educational career. Um, I do have a section, if you're rewriting essays, I would like you to read this. I have some suggestions about things that you ought to do if you're rewriting, so that you don't spin your wheels and put in a lot of effort and not get a better grade as a result. So do be aware of those things as you're going through the module. And I will have some ConferZoom appointments on Tuesday and Thursday from 10:20 to 11:40. However, if you need to meet with me and those times don't work, or if those appointments fill up and you can't make an appointment, please send me a message on Pronto or send me an email. Let me know at least 2 or 3 times that you're available, and I'll try to make that time to meet with you. And we're near the end. I am so proud of each and every one of you, and hope that that we can just move you forward on your educational career. I also wanted to say one other thing, which is, if you feel you have learned more about reading and writing this semester, even if you have not passed the semester, and this has been just a tough time for so many people trying to do this from home, I want you to know that that still is success, right? If you have a class where you're required to run let's say an 8-minute mile, and you started out walking a 20-minute mile, if you've made it to, let's say, an 11-minute mile and you're not quite there yet, that's still progress. And that still means you are so much closer to your goal than you were before. So my hope for all of you is that you feel more confident about what you're doing in your reading and writing, and that you will go into the next semester, whether it's with me, whether it's with another instructor, just all the more confident, all the more ready and prepared. It has truly been my privilege to work with you this semester, and please feel free to contact me in future semesters if you have questions and concerns and want help with something. Okay? Bye-bye.